Alright, what's up everybody? It's Tuff Talk Toronto and I got
Brittany
with me.
Brittany.
Denean.
Mariline.
Alright, Brittany, Denean, and Mariline. I got them joining us on Tuff Talk today for a Tuff Talk Tuesday. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, who wants to tell me what they're tough about today? Anyone tough about something?
I'm tough about something.
What are you tough about?
D started last time, so I'm gonna start this time.
Okay. Oh, for those that don't know, Dee and Brittany, they're joining us once again. Okay.
And so is Mariline.
Mariline, yeah, you were on the Tuff Talk episode.
It was, yeah.
Two actually.
Big up Mariline. You had a part 3. You had 3 parts.
I have 3 parts.
Yeah. Okay, so they're all coming back again. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what did she mention on the last thing that you are gonna elaborate on? You said D mentioned it.
No, I said D started first.
Okay.
Last week, so I'm gonna start.
Oh,
first
you're gonna
now.
start first. Okay.
So what I'm tough about is something completely different than what I'm used to.
Okay.
You know when you were a kid and you get licks for everything?
Okay.
And it's like, you're just a child. Why am I getting licks? But then, like, I feel like, why do we lick our pick me? And it's like the smallest things that we can get in trouble for, and it's like so fearful.
So when me did little bit, you know, my mother used to beat me because me did lost my pencil.
Because you lost your pencil, your mom used to beat you.
Yeah, so she right. Like I used to get, my mom used to buy like a pack of pencils, and I used to go to preschool, and she used to and I would lose them because, or kids would steal them from me.
Yes, but you would get beat.
But I would get beat, and my stepfather would have to save me, like because she's like a pencil, and not even $10 back then, you know, not even $10.
So wait, you got licks for getting a pencil or losing your pencil?
Yes.
But like now the opposite question now, because I get licks for the small things, but I got licks for like doing some outrageous shit. So what was the most you got away with as a child without getting licks?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
I would get beat for stuff my siblings did.
Okay, so question for you guys though, how do you feel that affected you? Like, do you feel like you learned something from getting beat that
Don't
much?
get caught.
Oh, that's what you got from it?
Nah, I didn't learn anything apart from that. I don't want to instill that fear in my kids. Not that my mom was abusive or anything, you know. Like I'm not trying to say that, but
Big up the
definitely
mom,
big up mommy.
my mom,
I love her. Like she's the best, but definitely she stopped eventually. Like she realized like I'm a kid, I'm gonna lose things.
What age did you stop getting beat at?
Probably like when I was in the 4th grade or the 3rd grade.
What is that again?
That's like
Was it
10, 9. That's when I stopped getting beaten. But
You're 10 or 9 in the 4th grade, for real?
yeah, because I started high school at 12.
So start from like
You started, 12 grade.
because she's
Yeah.
a December baby.
Yeah, I'm a December baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
You didn't get licks before?
you know what? I don't remember getting too much beaten, to be honest.
That much licks you don't
Some
remember.
people say maybe
You never get no beaten.
I remember one time I got beat because I was being rude, and okay, I'll tell you the story because you're gonna want to know.
Story time.
So, I'm frying an egg. Okay, I learned to make eggs as a kid, so I'm frying an egg, and then my dad likes to watch, right? So he's like, no, do this, do it like this, do it like this. I'm like, yo, you made the egg then.
I don't know.
My dad, he took off a big wooden spoon that was like in the counter,
Uncle.
and he just
like
went boom on my hand, and my hand was swollen, and I just ran off. But I was never rude again like that. So
I guess you learned.
I think you learn. Okay, if you're overdoing it as a parent,
Yeah.
and like beating the shit out of your kids, right, all the time for little things, they're not learning nothing.
Yeah.
Right, but if you do something and there's a correction needed, right, sometimes kids will learn for that, and sometimes kids just don't learn at all, regardless. You get what I'm saying? No matter how much times you beat them.
No, I never learned nothing. I was just like, why she? And it's not even. It wasn't even my fault half the time. And one time she beat me.
Yeah.
And it was the eraser that I lost this time. When you used to get the small erasers, and
Was it pink or was it the white?
it was white. It was the white
Those
one.
are the good ones, though.
And then I guess I didn't come home with it. And then I was like, no, somebody stole it, mommy. Somebody must thief it. And then we go to school and she made me look for it. I will still never find it.
For an eraser.
Yes, and the next day, I think she told my my principal, because like it's a small school, like everybody knows everybody. So she told my principal, and then my principal like did a whole search of the classroom
For an eraser.
no, because we were trying. It was the principle. It wasn't so much that I erased her. It was a principle. We're kids. We're 3-4 years old. You're not supposed to be stealing. So she said, we're gonna search everybody, and they found my eraser in some other boy's bag, and that from then she knows that she not let me anymore because I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying, but she didn't beat me
to that extreme to find an eraser.
I think my principal wanted to prove a point that you're not.
And your mom wanted to prove a point too.
No. Clearly. But she did still beat me though, because she never did believe me first, and me did tell her say,
the worst beating I ever got, and I think on this day very often. So my younger brother is very like calm now, but when he was a child, he was the most hyperactive little boy I've ever like come across in my life. He had issues. So he was just like always running around causing ruckus. So there was breaking shit, breaking stuff, hitting people, laughing, running off. He had issues like running around. Like I remember one time we were giving him a bath, not me, but my parents were giving him a bath. He was really young, maybe 2 years old. And then my father left him for like a few moments to go get a towel. My brother zoomed out of the house, naked, running around the neighborhood, and my dad was chasing him. He had issues. He was hyper.
Yeah.
So on this particular day, and I was always like very calm, very chill. On this particular day, my brother was annoying me the entire day, like coming up to me, pinching me, running off, laughing, breaking my stuff, hitting me, laughing. And my parents didn't do anything about it. I was the one who would get beat. He never got in trouble. I didn't
So you got
understand
beat for what? For him doing those things?
Yeah, I would get beat because it's my job to make sure they don't do it.
I'm confused. So isn't it their job to make sure that he doesn't do it to you?
No, it's my job to make sure he's behaving himself.
Oh, I didn't know you gave birth. That doesn't make no sense to me.
You know, but anyways.
Okay.
So he was just being annoying the entire day, and like after this was like he was maybe 3-4 years old, and like my patience had gotten to like a certain point, and he was like hitting me, throwing things at me. No one was doing anything about it. I complained to my parents, they didn't do anything about it. Actually, my mom was at work, but my brother took something and threw it at me, and I snapped, and I took this toy that I had and I threw it at him. Now, I'm not a very sporty person, so I completely expected to miss, but I hit him square in the eye.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you're gonna get beaten for it.
Of course. Of course.
I hit him square in the eye, and he started crying. It was a whole thing, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, my mom's coming home. I'm gonna get beat.
That's
and
just
my
mom.
No, but obviously, like, my dad was around, so he called my mom and told her. Anyways, a few hours later, my mom comes home, and she rushes towards me, grabs my face, and is looking at me like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine. And that's because of his behavior. She was expecting that I was the one who got hurt because of him, because he was the one always hitting people, always throwing stuff. But it was me this time because I had just had enough. And she looks at me, I'm like, okay. And then my dad is like across the room, he's like, no, you got it wrong. It's not her. She hit him. And then she turns around, sees my brother with this big black eye.
Oh my God.
And she's already holding me, and she starts beating me so hard. She takes off her shoe and is beating me with it. And I start freaking out, and I grab the shoe.
Oh,
you grabbed it?
I grabbed the shoe.
Never grabbed.
I grabbed the shoe. It hurt. I grabbed the shoe and
it hurt.
I grabbed the shoe, threw it across the room, and hit my cousin in the face.
What? Mariline, you forget to beat them. Too much. Yeah, like people.
First of all, your mom always thought you tried to hit it
First, you grab the shoe. First of all, you never grab. You just take the
legs.
Okay?
The pain was too much. I had to make it stop.
So did your mom think that you were trying to hit her when you threw it?
No, she knew I was trying to get the weepon away from her, but she freaked out. She's like, so you're gonna give her a black eye too? And the beatings
started going in
again. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
But her mom's Haitian too, you know.
I heard
like she don't play
strict though.
Yeah, very.
So who is the okay? I don't know if everyone grew up with, you know, both parents and things like that, but who do you think was the enforcer? Your mom or dad or?
Oh, my mom for sure. My mom is the enforcer of all things.
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, I lived with my mom, but my dad was very, very like strict. He would just tell me. I only got one incident that I remember that he actually hit me, and it's because I used to sleep over at my friend's house all the time, and my mom doesn't have a problem with it, and I think that if I'm living with my mom, then I'm going to listen to my mom. He doesn't like me sleeping out, so I lied to him, and he asked me one day where I was, and I said, I'm just, you know, at my mom's house or whatever. He found out for some reason that I was at my friend's house, and he came to pick me up, and then he dropped me home to my mom's house, And then he said, how many times am I going to tell you? And then I said, but I live with mom. If she says it's okay.
Yeah.
And I just got one big box across my face in the road. In the road. Like, I used to get enough box from my mother. So, because I was rude. And I used to get enough box from my mother, but my dad boxed me that day. I was just like petrified. Because like when a male hits you, it's a different kind of feeling. And then I was like, and then my stepmother run out the car. She's like, no. And then I just ran inside and I never spoke to him for like 2 months.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was never scared of my dad.
you never scared of your dad?
Nah. I talked to him any way I wanted to. When I was growing up.
Were you close with him?
No.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
like talking to me sideways once. I was like, yo, why you acting ignorant, bro? Man got up and thought he was doing something, and I was like, I said what I said.
Oh.
Like, I'm not.
I don't even
Now
care.
my
If I'm
mom.
not close to a kid, they're talking to me like that. What's the phrase that Jamaicans use?
Who you think
My
you're
mom
talking to?
No, my mom used to go, you think me and you are sides?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah, so
But,
who's the enforcer with you?
Me? My mom. My mom was the one that's like, yo, your mom says something, you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? My dad spoiled us, like, you know, that's whatever. Anywho, so speaking of bad kids, right? What do you guys think about, like, you know that show Beyond Scared Straight and stuff like that? You know when you have kids that are so bad, that, do you think that's an effective thing to bring them into the environment of like a jail and stuff like that, for adults to yell at them and kind of like be in their face to show them where their attitude or their actions will lead them if they continue down the same path? Do you think it's an effective thing?
It's a good idea, but I
Yeah.
just feel like with
They know
certain
it's
kids,
fake.
yeah, you need to send them down to Jamaica or something. Then they'll understand. But
Okay.
Yeah, if they're very Americanized, then send them to some like third world country.
Third world country, they probably never come back.
do hard labor.
Hard labor. So you don't think those shows are effective?
The first episode where I think I saw like it was like a little girl one, and they went to like a female jail.
Yeah.
That one I was like, whoa, because the girl was like, yo, come around the corner, like no cameras or nothing. And the girl
Yeah.
wanted to like fuck her up. But
Yeah,
she
but
did
that's
it.
what I'm saying. If it's a real thing, and so without the TV, because the kids know they can't get touched, right?
Yeah.
But I think environments like that is definitely something that should happen. Because I know some badass kids. Like there's kids that are bad, and you're like,
Babies,
yo,
kids.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like they also know that it's kind of exaggerated when they go in. It's a show. They know that it's exaggerated.
But
so
is it really exaggerated though? Because
It's
well,
not.
no, for show, yeah, for the show.
for the
sake,
show,
yeah.
I think that it is, but also there's some kids that they'll act like they understand, but they know that they can still be rude and there are things that they can do and they don't end up going to jail.
Okay.
So the things that they're probably going to jail for, they know that I probably won't go to jail for it. I'll probably go to juvenile prison or whatever it is. So I don't know. What?
This ritual or here's
Don't worry, you can cut that out. Hi, Mariline.
Hi, what's up?
All right, what are you talking about?
What am I tough about?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm
Go ahead.
actually,
I know it's gonna be some type of political. Okay, go ahead.
you never know.
No.
it's actually about the like lockdown.
No.
I really want to talk about this right now.
Okay, fine. What am I tough about?
No, talk. Don't make me bully you. Stand up for yourself.
Okay, what
You're
about
talking about the lockdown. What about the lockdown?
If you talk about the lockdown, speak about the lockdown. Don't listen to Denean.
what about? Oh shoot! Oh, don't please don't break.
The lockdown.
I'm tough about the lockdowns and the awful precedent that it sets, because
Denean is not going to every time.
So what about the lockdowns? Have you tough?
So I'm tough about the lockdowns because the entire just notion of locking down society like this sets an awful precedent. First of all, I understood this, like wanting to do this early on when we didn't know enough about the virus, but we know a lot about the virus and most people are fine. Like obviously a lot of people have died and I don't want to take away from that. But what happens the next time there's a virus that has like 1% higher of a death rate? Are they going to lock down society again?
Yeah, because they found out they could do it once. They're gonna do it
They're
again.
gonna
But that's a problem. I think that's a huge problem. Like,
But I also want to
can't do
make,
that.
I said this to you earlier, that it's easy to just say that it's 1% of the population. That sounds really, really great. That sounds like it's not that big of a deal, or it's 2% or 5%. But when you quantify that 5% and say that that's 400,000 people, that's ridiculous. So in itself, yes, the mortality rate isn't that high, and you're saying 5%, that looks good on paper. 400,000 doesn't sound good though. That sounds crazy.
Of course,
but
it's a lot of people.
not death. Like they're not people. I don't even want to get into this, but we have to.
Well, we don't even know what the actual like death rate is, because there's probably many people who get sick and who don't get tested. So there's probably a whole percentage of people who are not counted.
Yeah, the highest percentage of death rates right now are from long-term care homes. That's where it's at, right? Yeah. But like the everyday, right? I'm not saying, you know, there's the healthy people that haven't died from it and things like that. Yes, that's happened. But the biggest majority is from long-term care homes, the elderly. Right?
Yeah, but then we also have other people who are immune compromised, right?
Yeah.
And they're also dying. So you're saying that 400,000 is cases. There are about 400,000 deaths in America, right?
Yeah, but look at the states right now. They don't care.
They don't, because nobody can tell Americans what to do.
Yeah,
they're really strong on like, you can't tell me what to do and where to go and how to live. So that's why Canada is different.
Canadians are very passive.
Yeah, we're very passive. We listen to everything that the government says. We're not really concerned about our constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Because we feel like the government is always for us. But I don't necessarily agree with the lockdown. But I do understand that the population of people that are affected is not 5%.
It affects a lot of people, but I think we need to have to really think about death, and it's the government's role. The government's role in preventing death. The government can't prevent death, and I understand that we want to mitigate risk as much as possible, but I don't think it's a smart idea to increase poverty, to force people into unemployment, to cause a massive wave of mental health care issues from all these people who are now isolated, can't see people, depressed, anxious. There's going to be waves of people who are forever going to be wearing masks, even when this is over.
Might I add, do you see, because you're talking about the economy, did you see this whole strip has boarded stores and stuff? Did you see that?
Empty stores. So I think the lockdown idea is not as bad as I don't see that bad, but I'm kind of.
You're not affected.
But yeah, I'm not affected either. Yeah. But at the same time,
but you are
the government. Well, I'm still able to work. I'm still at the same level of income.
So that's why I'm
not affected. And my mom's still able to work. People in my household are still able to work. But I feel like the government's role is not as strong as it should be. Like all these businesses, like you said, are boarded up. This is the government's responsibility for paying for these businesses to stay open.
And they're not.
And they're not doing that.
They're not doing it. But they forced them to shut down.
Yeah, they forced them to shut down because of what's going on in the world, in our country, specifically Canada.
But my question
is, they should have been funding that.
But my question is, why are the small businesses forced to be closed, but places like Walmart and Costco are open?
Because they generate the most income.
Yeah, the most income.
For the big corporations, but not for everyday Canadians.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what. But at the same time, they bring income to the government. So it's the government's job to bring these same income and the same revenue that they receive from these big corporations to put into the small businesses. Because Canada likes to pride itself on having one of the higher percentages of small businesses in the world. So then, if you want to pride yourself on that, you need to back up your small businesses and give them the funding and not have to worry about paying it back.
Yeah, but no, that's not happening. And then
that's not happening.
Yeah, everybody. I'm sure people want to pay their mortgage. They want to,
even
take
the
care
banks
of their
are to blame
kids.
too. The banks aren't 100% either.
Yeah, I don't know the intricacies behind all of this politics thing, so I can't really say that what they're doing is wrong or what they're doing is right, because I don't know what it's like,
So wait, what was it? We have someone in the audience saying something. What was it that you're saying? What's your input?
Stuff, it's financial, right?
Yeah, it's not so much politics. It's all money. Money makes the world go round.
I mean, someone gets paid for the decisions that are being made by government, right? So
yeah.
Our chief, our head finance minister, the one who probably in charge of giving funds to all these businesses, is taking trips to other countries who should be locked down. You should be focusing on how to help your country.
Yeah, all I know is the lockdown better finish quickly because I need some sunlight.
I need the summer.
I need the sun to hit my skin.
We need that quarantine to get out because you could have left during quarantine, but now they're like, oh, you have to pay.
No, the thing about leaving though,
$2,000.
it's not even about that though. The thing about leaving regardless is the people that still have to go to work, right? That are not working from home. If I was quarantining at home, or I had to stay at home and work from home, I would have been on vacation from a long time ago. I'll be completely honest, but I have to go on vacation, come back, quarantine for another 14 days,
then
before
go
I
back
can go
to
back
work.
to work. I'm not getting paid for that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that lockdown should have happened, like, should have had a better plan earlier on. So that people like, regular people like you and whoever could still enjoy life. And
I'm a regular person.
You're a regular person.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, the government's responsibility in a situation like this is to ensure that the economy is still working, is still functioning properly, so people can still live a life and make money and pay for their bills and buy food, but also make sure that the healthcare system is not going to collapse. But they haven't really done anything, to be honest.
And then the price of everything shoots up, like cheese and dairy. Like, no, for real. Like, you go to the grocery
How much
store.
is that water? So,
Everything
a
has
bottle
shot
of
up.
Smart Water in the store right there was like $5. The man took up the bottle. He's like, how much is this? He took out his $2. He took us $2, and the lady's like,
That's not
she's
enough.
like, no.
Oh my god.
He's like, how much is this? She's like, $2. No, she's like 5 something. He goes, no.
No.
And he walked out. She had to call him back. She's like, sir, there's smaller ones. And he picked it up. But I'm saying, like, everything is just
Everything shot up.
We can't. Literally these days you cannot even work a regular job, like 75 hours or whatever the case is, every 2 weeks and pay for a lot of things these days.
Yeah.
You need like multiple incomes now, money on the side.
And that's
That's why everyone should get some stocks, guys. Stocks.
Bitcoins.
Crypto.
Some crypto.
I think they invested the money in other things when they should have invested the money in making sure that the healthcare system was, backed up, making sure there's personnel that can be added so that the long-term care homes didn't collapse completely. Instead of, they wouldn't have to give everybody a stimulus check or serve. They didn't have to do that.
I didn't get nothing.
Yo, can I tell you something? The highest percentage they say of people that got served was 17 to 25-year-olds. They're the ones collecting the most served.
Well, they're the ones
That kind of pissed me off.
They're not working though.
But they're the ones who have been the most screwed over.
They
by
probably
this, 'cause
never
they're
made
the
that
ones
in their-
who are trying to enter into a career, but that's done now. Like, how are you gonna find
The small
entry-level
businesses,
job?
like the 17, the 20-year-old that's going to college, she probably would be working at like a small retail
Yeah, they
store.
should just shut down
or
all the colleges.
internships.
They should just remove all student loan debts.
That's it.
I mean, but they kind of have like everything is online now. I'm sure online learning is not really conducive to proper like absorption of material.
No.
Like people are probably having like a really hard time.
I can't learn online. I
Working
can't.
from home online. Working from home is
It's horrible.
It's
I work
awful.
at home, I cook at home, I watch TV at home, I sleep at home, I do everything at home. I am tired of my home. I can't enjoy it anymore. I can't, and I just
What
can't.
did you say that way? So you're like, yo, guys. I walk outside. What did you say? Say it again.
And there, people always say that you should just go take a walk. I'm like, I'm walking outside to walk back home. Like, that doesn't help my situation at all.
at home.
It's always a home situation. So no, I don't even want, like, she don't even want to see her face. Like,
No, that's another thing though, because a lot of people, relationships are very shaky right now because a lot of people are just in each other's face constantly. Even with kids, people that have kids, like you see your kids constantly. Before you had school,
You get
different
annoyed at
things that you could send kids off to. But I always said, like, when we were, they could never have a lockdown when we were.
yeah, right?
Because we didn't have
these
phones.
things. We just want to go
Yeah,
outside.
Exactly. MSN. We just be on MSN all day and.
But I would have when I was a kid. I didn't
I
have
remember
MSN.
saying, yeah.
Like I had it in high school, but like God forbid if I was like 7, 10 years old, I need to
agree.
go outside. I'll be hanging off the balcony. Just swinging.
I would have been outside all day,
outside.
every day. That's it. But our parents would have been good because those days you could have been outside and, been around people.
But nobody
These
not
days-
outside in the winter.
No, in general. Do you see kids playing? How often do you see kids playing outside these days? In the summer.
I saw someone turn
Yeah.
their driveway into an ice rink by my house, and I'm like, I was shocked.
Yeah.
That's nice though.
Outside of this ice rink, I'm like, you're playing outside? I'm like, I was shocked. There's
Yeah.
people like I don't see them now.
Yo, when I see kids riding bikes in groups, I like cry. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yo,
Because you
chilling-
don't see that no more.
chilling on that green electrical
In the
boxes.
green, oh man, those
Oh,
were the
man.
days. Yo.
Bless.
It's just, it's just like a memory right now. Everyone's like,
It's also
And now
hard
our
for
kids nowadays don't get it.
it's hard for
it's single people who don't
Because
have like a family or a partner or anybody to talk to, you know.
So you're just kind of coop up.
In-
But they did say depression rates are up,
Overdose.
Drug use is up.
Yeah.
Like I don't live alone. I have roommates, but I swear to God, they've all turned into like alcoholics this year.
Everyone
I drink every single day.
Okay, not that far,
No,
but
I drink every
on
single
a
day.
Friday, I
Get
drink. Cause
And I
work
smoke weed
still,
every
right?
single
So-
day. So like, I never used to do
Are
that.
you okay?
I'm okay.
She just said she's stuck in a hole. She's not okay.
She says she's okay.
We're not okay.
And because
I'm
I
not
stuck
okay.
in the hole.
You're not okay?
I'm not okay.
Why are you not okay?
What?
Cause she's locked down.
I'm locked down. I'm lonely. I'm very lonely. I'm incredibly lonely. Like
I tell you to come over my house all the time.
It's kind of far though.
You know what?
You're
Then
not
you're
lonely
fine.
enough then.
You're fine. You're
You're not
fine.
bored enough.
You're fine. And speaking of, like,
Honestly-
because I'm home, I'm eating more, and therefore I am going on Uber Eats more, and therefore I'm spending more money on
So
food.
why don't you cook? I'm so confused.
No, I do cook. I do cook, and then I'm always at home. I don't want to cook no more. I don't want to see my stove.
But
I don't want to see
but like the
anything.
excitement that you would get from like doing things outside has been replaced by what am I gonna get from takeout today? What's the new?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just randomly for me, my just like trips to Walmart. Let me just go to Walmart just to walk
I hate
around.
Walmart. It's like needed.
I
I can't go to Walmart.
I love Target.
If I go to Walmart, I'll buy a bunch of shit. It's like the
Does
dollar
it?
store. I'll spend like $100 at dollar store. Like, what the fuck? Why do I have flashlights and batteries and shit?
Like you never know.
I went in there to get a bottle of water, and I come out with everything but the bottle of water.
Yeah, that's an addiction.
But yeah.